Hi folks, welcome back to my World of Tanks replays with the mighty Jingles, and continuing the series of me derping around on the test server in various tanks that I never really had the opportunity to drive on the live server. And we're in the T110E5, and this is the reason why I've just got the M103 and I'm grinding my way down the American heavy tank line, because this tank is awesome. First played it in the patch 7.5 test server. And it is just so much fun. It's quick, it's got a rapid firing, high penetration, heavy gun. It doesn't do as much alpha damage as the other tier 10s, but certainly makes up for it with the accuracy and the rate of fire. And it's a well armoured, fast, heavy tank. It's not quite French, but it's certainly, you know, it's kind of a bit like the IS-7 in its speed and manoeuvrability. Even though the gun is completely different. So here we are, test server as usual. Drive a tier 10 tank, you're going to games with nothing but tier 10 tanks on the test server. Yeah, watch out for this bit of wreckage. You can get around it, but you cannot go over it. Now, I have to say, I am not a huge fan of the gun sound effect on the T110E5. On the first build of the test server, it sounds like somebody punching a wet mattress. But there's a second build of the patch coming out any day now, and apparently a lot of the engine noises have been, and engine and gun noises have been changed. Ah, you missed. But of course, where the AMX-50 Foch 155 can't get me, artillery manages to blow both my tracks off. Okay, now I spot, there he goes. There he goes, he's heading down that back street. So what I'm actually doing here is I'm sitting here waiting for him to come out. And it turns out he hasn't actually gone that way. So, okay. He would have been there by now. Oh, there he is. Oh crap, right. And now I do not want to be sitting in front of him. If I back up, he's just going to put 3 shots into me. So the only thing I can do is run forward. Risky move, got away with it. We've lost the track. And then we lose our tracks again. And I just can't quite load fast enough to get that fella, but look at the damage we do to this T62A. Oh hello, what are you doing there? Apparently nothing. That's gotta hurt. This T62A doesn't know whether shit or go blind. He's got us shooting at him from one side. Enemy vehicle knocked down. Yeah, all kinds of problems. That one bounced. And we've got this one in the bag. Oh, bad angle. Don't like Yankee Panzer E100s. I don't like them when they're pointing at me, and I don't like them when they're almost pointing at me. Because when they're almost pointing at me, they're angled and I can't penetrate them. When they are pointing at me, I'm in trouble. Speaking of being in trouble, oh, there you are. Ah, we meet again. Only this time, I am the master. 2 kills. God, this tank is so much fun. It's like driving a Patton. It just does not feel like a heavy tank. I think that's why I like it so much. Now remember the rules. Jingles is not allowed to kill artillery. You can hit them, but you cannot get the killing blow. Those are the rules. Don't make them up, just work here. And it looks like this T62A has quit in disgust. So, yeah, fine. We'll ninja an easy kill here, no problem. Booyah! Oh, I love this tank. It's... I don't know, I feel like I went... my first two Tier 10 heavy tanks were the E100 and the IS-4. And it took a long time to learn how to drive the E100 properly. And the IS-4 wasn't a Tier 10 heavy, it was my Tier 9 heavy tank, Russian. And then in patch 7.3 it became Tier 10 by default. And now I'm not saying they're bad tanks, because I do actually enjoy the E100 now. I hated it before because I didn't know how to drive the thing. And the IS-4 isn't as good at Tier 10 as it was at Tier 9. And it's as if all of the other Tier 10 tanks that I've played on various test servers, I have had an amazing time with. The AMX-50B is fantastic. The IS-7 is fantastic. The T110E5 is fantastic. And it just feels as if I couldn't have picked the two worst Tier 10 heavy tanks for me to play than the E100 and the IS-4. And you'll notice all the ones that I really have fun with all have something in common. They're all really fast. The 50B, the T110E5, well, it isn't actually that fast, it just feels fast. And the IS-7. So it's almost as if, you know, I mean, I couldn't have picked the worst two Tier 10 heavy tanks to get as my first two Tier 10s if I'd tried. The E100 and the IS-4. Because they're big, they're slow, they're cumbersome, they're just totally not me. But, you know, it just worked out that way, because I started playing the German tanks. And the IS-4 was given to me as a Tier 10 when patch 7.3 came out, because I already had it at Tier 9. So I kind of ended up with the two most unsuitable, and I'm not saying bad, they're not bad tanks, but they're the most unsuitable Tier 10 heavies for me you could imagine. And so it's been a lot of fun driving this thing, the IS-7, and the AMX-50B. Any on this map? No, there was one, it's dead. There were three, they're dead, never mind. But yeah, all those tanks have been just so much fun on the test server, and I can't believe I went down the wrong tech trees at the start. If only I'd known then what I know now, I'd be driving one of these, I'd be driving one of those, and I'd be driving an AMX-50B. So I've been having a lot of fun with these things on the test server. My mind is made up. I'm getting one of each because they're just awesome. I almost have the IS-7. I'm about 11,000 XP away from it. I'm grinding through the M103, which is a good tank in its own way. And I'm a fair old distance away from the 50B, but they will be mine one day. Oh yes, watch this space. So that was the T110E5, having an immensely fun game on Siegfried Line in, well, to be fair, a team that was vastly superior to the opposition. I hope you enjoyed the replay. Take care on the battlefield, and I'll catch you next time.